Can you believe I created this whole look using affordable drugstore products? There's only one item that I was sent in PR. Everything else I purchased with my own money. So if you want to see what products I used, let's get into it. I thought I would do a bunch of prep work before I came on camera, just for the essence of time. So I went in and did my eyebrows with my Covergirl Easy Breezy eyebrow pencil, and I had that in the shade Rich Brown. I also went ahead and applied eyeshadow primer, and I used the Alter Ego eyeshadow primer today. And then I also went and did a little bit of color correcting under my eyes with the Clinique Even Better color corrector in the shade Peach. And also you guys have seen these products a million times on my channel, so I just thought we would speed things up a bit. So the first product I'm going to be using that is a new product for me. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been finding like lip oils are having like a hot minute right now. So I went and bought the Clarins Lip Comfort Oil. And as I mentioned previously, this is probably about the only thing that is not like officially like a drugstore item, although I did get it in the drugstore. So this is in the shade Honey, and it's supposed to be a very like comforting lip oil, very nourishing on the lips. So I wanted to prep my lips before I went in and started my actual makeup. It's quite a pretty applicator. So it doesn't have like really any color to it, but look at how big that applicator is. Oh, that's really nice. It smells like candy floss. And that applicator really fits on the lip nice. So we're gonna let that do its magic. It's made with rose oil. On the packaging it says it's comfortable, light, and non-sticky glossy texture. If you hear a bunch of background noise, I have to have my window open today. It is so warm, and then by the time I won't even probably be able to get through my eyeshadow, and I'll have like a bright red face. So I do have to have my window open, so I'm apologizing in advance if there's something going on out there. We're gonna prep the skin with the NYX Marshmallow Primer. This is actually quite a lovely primer. I don't use it on my channel a lot, but I use it kind of behind the scenes. So it has just like a pump applicator. It's quite a rich consistency. And with this one, what I like to do is apply it with my sponge. You can use just like your fingers if you want to rub it in, but I'm just going to use my sponge. And this really does smell like marshmallows, just like the name says. But I like how this one, it just fills in my fine lines and really does help my makeup stay on. And then there is just like a little bit left on my hand still. And what I do with this is I apply it right in these areas here. I put a little bit extra just to give it some help. And I did, I prepped my eyes also with my Sephora Tape because I want to do like a little wingy dingy today, and I can't do that with the liquid liner and not doing it freehand. That is just not in the cards for me. We're gonna let the primer do its work while we work on our eyes first. So this is the one product that I was telling you about that I received in PR. I received from Alter Ego their new Midsummer eyeshadow palette. So this is being compared to the Anastasia Nouveau palette. The difference is the Anastasia palette is $72 Canadian and this is $17, that's in American dollars because they are from the States. But what a pretty palette. I love how it is giving it some earthy tones to it. It really does scream summer to me because it has like these beautiful colors of the lavender. Kind of reminds me of like some flowers. And if you're not familiar with Alter Ego, a lot of their palettes are compared to higher priced eyeshadow palettes. And when you actually try them, they are so good. The quality is amazing, very pigmented. I haven't had any issues with like blending the eyeshadow out at all. And I just love how they make them so affordable. So we're gonna go in first with this shade. I'll swatch the ones that I'm using. We'll go in with this shade right here. It's called Vanilla, and I'm gonna use that as my transition shade. Oh, they're so buttery. Oh my goodness. So it's just like a really nice cream color, but I like that as a transition shade. And I'm just going in with my BK Beauty. This is my 212 brush, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. And the nice thing about these eyeshadows is they last all day. I don't have any issues with them fading at all. very buttery. Okay, so that's the first shade. Next, we're going to go in with this shade here is called Tuscan. And I'm going to use that just like around, just above my crease. I'm using that same brush just because it's nice and fluffy. But the color payoff of these palettes, like all of the palettes that I've tried from Alter Ego, are just simply amazing. And what I like about this palette is like you can create so many different looks. Like you can create like a simple look. I like how it has the mix of mattes and shimmers, giving me just enough color payoff that it's not too bold, but just nice and simple. Now we're going to put just a little pop of color, and we'll go in with this purple shade right here, and that is Lavender. And I just realized I didn't swatch that last color for you, did I? But that's Tuscan right there. And now I'll show you Lavender. Oh, so pretty. Oh, look at that. So there's Lavender. Isn't that just a gorgeous shade? Oh my goodness, you guys. Then I'm going to go in with a BK Beauty. This is my 211 brush, because I just want to concentrate it on more on the end. And that's why I really like using my tape hack, because it's not allowing me to go down past my eyebrows. I don't usually like to go past my eyebrows because it makes my eyes droop. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. And I think I'm just going to put that, I'm just going to go with it here. We're just going to kind of put it all on my lid. I'm going to say about 3/4 over because I want to use some shimmer. This is really a perfect little palette for summer. See, doesn't that just kind of give, it's not like a bold, again, bold colors, but just enough. They just complement each other. All the shades just really complement each other. And then to complete the eye look, we're going to go in with this shimmer shade. It's called Festival. And it's that one right there. That is so pretty. So it's this top one right here. Oh, wow, you guys. That is like almost, like when I see it on my finger, it has like a hue of like an orangey kind of, but on here, it looks like a silvery. So I'm just going to use my finger. Oh, that's so pretty. And I'm going to put it right on the inner part of my eye. Wow, you guys, these are so pigmented. So I'm only going to take it about halfway. Very, very pretty. I would say that's definitely giving me some summer vibes with all those shades. It looks really, really lovely. We're going to go in now with my Nemesis liquid liner. And I'm not talking about just this one in particular. Any liquid liner is my nemesis, but I persevere. I want to use it. So this is my L'Oreal Infallible Precision Felt Grip, and I have this in the shade. This is just brown, but I do prefer these ones that have more of a pointier tip, and it's very like a firm type of eyeliner. So I just start running it along my upper lash line, and I kind of put it on its side. It's very difficult, I find, if you start doing it this way. You're more prone to make a mistake if you try and do it this way. My suggestion is always to try and do it kind of on its side and do it in little short little strokes. And then I'm going to take it right to the tape, and this one I'm going to go right down to my tear duct area, because I am going to try some lashes that I haven't used in a long time. They were kind of at the bottom of my stash. All right, here is the moment of truth. Oh my goodness, you guys, this one was a toughie. So let's see how we did. And you know what? If I always find if it does mess up a little bit, that is what concealer is for. You can always fix things with the concealer. All right, so not bad. I think it did okay. I like how it gets it just that like crisp little line, and it's not like too much of a wing. It's just a little baby wing. But that one by L'Oreal, it is a really nice liner. It's not like too liquidy, but it just deposits enough of the color, and it does last all day. This does say it lasts like 30 hours. I don't wear my makeup 30 hours, so I know it lasts I'm going to say a good 12 hours for sure. So for foundation today, I am going to be using a foundation that I have been using nonstop. I just absolutely love it since I did my first impression video on it. I will put that here for you guys if you haven't seen it. Go check it out. But it's the Revlon Illuminance. This is the Skin Caring Foundation. This is such a fabulous little foundation. It has definitely earned a spot in one of my top foundation lists. I have this one in the shade, this is 201. So I'm just going to take some on the back of my hand. It's not an overly runny type of foundation, which I like, but it's not like thick where it's going to settle into my fine lines. And I take it and I just start in the center of my face and work my way out. For a drugstore foundation, I mean, it's creeping up into the higher price point. I believe this one was about $20 or $21 Canadian, but sometimes you can get stuff on sale. This does have 5% squalene and hyaluronic acid in it. It's infused with powerful botanical antioxidants to fight free radicals, and it blurs imperfections, leaves skin looking naturally radiant. And that's why I really like this one. It does give me that nice radiance, but it's not a really like glowy type of foundation. It feels very lightweight on the skin. Like you can see this, so this is just one application. You can use a brush and that would give you more coverage. I just prefer to use a sponge. It just kind of evens out my skin a little bit better. I prefer more of like a natural look. I think this is a great foundation for mature skin. I find it very hydrating on my dry skin. Like I have really dry skin. For concealer today, we're going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. This is another product I've been using nonstop. It gives a really radiant look to my under eyes, but the coverage is really nice. You can build it up. That's the wand. So I'm just putting a tiny bit. I'm going to put a little bit right up here because I am dark up there. And then I'm just going to be very careful about putting it on the end here so I don't disturb that wing. It has one of those little sponge tip applicators you can use. I personally don't like that. That's just my own preference. I prefer to go in with a brush, and I'm going to go in with my Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the 506 concealer brush, and I find this just does a really nice job. For this one, I do a little bit more padding, and the reason for that is because I have that color corrector already under my eye, so I'm trying not to just disturb it too much. This one I find doesn't do a lot of creasing on me. It lasts all day, and you can see how much it took away that darkness. Like it really is just a fabulous, fabulous concealer. I find the combination of the Clinique color corrector and the Physicians Formula concealer is just like chef's kiss. Wonderful products together. So next we're gonna go in with my Rephr eyelash curler. Curl those lashes. Look at how much lift it gives my lashes. It is, I will always say, this is the best eyelash curler. So we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Lash and Roll for my mascara today. And I have this in the shade Deep Brown. And with this one, it does have, like, the bristles are on both sides. I start at the root and wiggle my lashes. And I also take my lashes and I go up with my lashes. Like I take the wand and it's almost like I lift them and go sideways a little bit. And I find that helps give my lashes just a little bit more lengthening quality to them. And then I take the other side of the wand, and that's where you're going to separate the lashes. I find this one doesn't do any clumping on me. It does not do any flaking. It's just a really good mascara. So that is one coat. I'm going to do both sides, and then I'm going to be also applying some lashes today. I did go ahead and put some of the eyeshadow shades that I put on my top. I just ran them underneath my lower lash line, and I applied the mascara just a little bit. You can see I don't usually do a lot on my lower lashes. I just want a little bit that you can kind of see the hairs, but I don't usually use like a heavy coat of mascara on my bottom lashes. It is a personal preference. Some people don't put any mascara on their bottom at all. I just like to have a little bit on my bottom lashes. And then I went in and tight lined my upper waterline using the L'Oreal Infallible. This is like the 36-hour gel liner. This, I believe this has replaced my lid liner now. I used to be that holy grail lid liner that I think they've discontinued. It's really, really hard to find now. I have substituted now with this one, and I think this does a great job as well. I have very little transfer like onto my bottom waterline, and it stays like all day. I don't have any issues with it. They've done a good job of replacing it. One product that I've been dying to try because the shade looked so pretty, and I believe it was Angie from Hot and Flashy. She used this on her bottom waterline, and so when the Sephora VIB sale was on and all the Sephora products were like 30% off, I picked up this eyeliner for my waterline, and it's the Sephora 12 Hour, but the shade is called Fresh Mint. So it's supposed to be quite pretty. I just wanted to use it. So I know this is all drugstore, but this is the one product that's not. But even the Sephora eyeliners are actually quite affordable. I would say that all the Sephora eyeliners are probably pretty comparable to drugstore eyeliners. It just gives like a pop of color. I think that's really pretty. The lashes I'm going to go in with today are the Ardell Naked Lashes. I've used these ones in the past. They're already all pre-cut and everything inside there. I just like to keep them in their folder so they don't get all dusty and dirty and stuff. This is the shade 424. I do have a whole video on applying lashes. If you haven't checked it out, I will put it over here. I know sometimes lashes can be a little bit intimidating, and believe me, I am no expert in applying lashes. This has just been a lot of practice. That honestly, that's all it's been, is practice. I find these are just a really nice style of lash. I find just enhance my eyes. And then what I do to try and make the top look a little bit more seamless is I take that liquid liner and I just very, very carefully fill in if there's any little gaps on the top between the glue and where the lash starts. It all depends on what kind of band the eyelash has. If it's one of those bands that almost is like a black band, I find those ones are a little bit harder to try and blend in with your natural lashes. But these ones are actually pretty good. The band is nice and it's more of like a natural looking band, so it blends in a little bit better. But that's what I mean. Like, look at how this side just looks a little bit more enhanced than this side. So the eyes are all done. And now we're going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. So this is another product that is amazing. You can use this one underneath your foundation if you want to give yourself like a glow. I prefer to use this just as a bronzer, and it's like a squeezy tube. And I just put a drop. I take my sponge. Now I'm going to take the other end that I haven't used yet and dab it on the bronzer, because this stuff is incredible of how little you need to give yourself like a nice bronze look. I find using the sponge just diffuses the product a little bit better and gives it like a natural look. I love how it just gives me a really healthy glow. It's a really, really beautiful product. The blush we're using today is Milani. This is in the shade Coral Cove. This is the Rose Powder Blush. And I've used this several times and it doesn't even look like I've touched it. I think it's such a lovely shade for summertime. That's it right there. I'm just going to take my BK Beauty, this is the 112 brush. I like how it has a little bit of an angle to it, and I find it does a really nice job of depositing my blush. I find it doesn't take very much for this blush. You don't need a lot of it, and I'm going to stipple it on rather than streaking it on, and I go right back into my hairline. What a pretty shade. I think that's such a pretty shade for summertime. Always make sure to tap off your brush. And for highlighter today, I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Highlighter. This is a great liquid highlighter. It comes in a squeezy tube as well. Now, unfortunately, I took that's way too much. So I'm going to be very, very careful with this. I'm going to use my BK Beauty. This is the 108 brush. So it's like a fluffy brush. You can use this for powder. You can use it for liquids. I use this one to apply a lot of my highlighters. And even though this is a liquid, I don't want to use my fingers really, because that'll really apply the product right, like almost like concentrate it on the area, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm very gently going to take a little bit on my brush, and I'm going to like drag it out, and then I'm just very gently I'm going to apply it right onto my cheekbone. See how lovely that is? Really gorgeous. For a lip liner today, we're going to go in with the Milani Understatement Lip Liner. I have this in the shade Nude Entrance. So it has more of a pink undertone to it, but really you need very little effort when applying these. I do overline my lip just a little bit here where the Cupid's bow is. Trying to give it, making it a little bit fuller. I don't take it all the way down my mouth. I find that makes my mouth look droopy. I like it because it's very creamy, but that's the shade right there. So I filled in all of my lip. I did pick up 3 new lip products, and that is these are the Revlon, the Color Stay. They're called Suede Ink. And I was just debating, I don't want to open them all because I haven't used all of them yet. So as soon as you open a product, right, it kind of, you put that expiry time frame on it. So I try and avoid opening products where I don't have to. So I was just debating which one I should use. That kind of goes with the eyeshadow. And I think the one that goes with everything is going to be this one right here. This shade is called That Girl. So they are like a lipstick. See if I can find some hand space here. So it's quite pretty. It's almost like a petal rose kind of shade. Well, they're actually quite like a creamy formula. I can see that it's like a matte, but it's not, it doesn't feel like drying on my lips right now. Yeah, I really like that shade. That's quite nice. I've let that sit for a few minutes. I can definitely feel that it's a matte lipstick, but my lips don't feel like overly dry. Like it feels quite comfortable on the lip. I am going to go in with a lip gloss because I don't normally like have a matte lip. I always like something on my lip. So we'll go in with the Milani. This is the Keep It Full lip gloss, and this is in the shade Champagne. This one has quite a big applicator, doe foot applicator, and I want to put this just on the center of my lip. And my suggestion is if you do use matte lipsticks and that sort of thing, I find that if you apply like a product on before, like today I use that Clarins, the lip oil, and that may be helping it so that doesn't feel so dry. And then to finish off, we're going to use a brow product because I want my brows to kind of stay all day today. I've got a bunch of stuff to do. So this is the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt. I usually just get these in the shades like clear or transparent. I don't usually use a eyebrow product that has like a tint to it, but these products definitely help your the hair stay all day, and they don't usually budge at all. I always love creating these looks using affordable drugstore products. Let me know down in the comments below whether you've tried any of these products and how you like them, or if you didn't like them. Everything that I talked about today will be listed down below in my description box. If you haven't already, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!